Okay, so we're going to get started. Today, we're going to start in the easy seat. So that can be seated cross legged, it can be kneeling, whatever's comfortable for you. I would encourage you to sit up on something. So it could be a pillow, a block, a folded blanket. And it's just going to help to get the hips up a little bit above the knees. And then the hip flexors will soften, which will help you to feel a little bit more grounded and rooted in the sit bones and the sacrum area. So just find your way into whatever starting position that is. And you might just take some wiggles or rock side to side. If you're kneeling and this is too much on your knees, you can slide a blanket underneath the hips or underneath the hamstrings, between the hamstrings and the calves. But take the time to set yourself up here. We'll be seated for a little bit at the beginning of class. We'll move through a brief pranayama practice, and then we're going to get into a lot of stuff with the shoulders today. I don't know about all of you, but I feel like spring is usually the time that my shoulders do this, and I find that now they're doing this in response to a lot of work on the computer, in response to a lot of checking in on my family members via my phone. So there's just a lot of stuff held here. It's also a really common area for us to hold tension and stress. So we're just going to work through the shoulders quite a bit today as we're moving through practice. So from the seat, if you haven't already, go ahead and just let the eyes close if that feels comfortable in your experience. And as the eyes close, it might be helpful just to think about sometimes when we're moving through space, we have a really wide, big, energetic being that senses out in, beyond our house, into the community, into other people. And so noticing here as you're coming onto the mat, if you still have some of those energies out in those spaces, and just as kindly as you can, bookmarking them or giving them a gentle touch, and then just coming in a layer deeper, just working it in closer and closer to yourself, and eventually into the breath. And as you're coming closer with each maybe exhale guides you in a little deeper, and each inhale you sense out, where is my awareness, where is my energetic self living right now, and then just come a little deeper. As you're doing that, maybe coming to rest on the space of the skin for a moment if that feels nice, just taking in what's going on with the physical body. And then eventually making your way to wherever feels like home base in the breath. And I just want you, as you're noticing the breath body, notice the particular qualities of your breath today. This will never cease to fascinate me, that every single time we tune into our breath, whether it's on the mat or off the mat, every single time the breath is unique to in that moment. So just taking a few moments here to notice what's going on with your breath today. Noticing perhaps the texture, the depth, noticing the qualities and smoothness. Maybe it has a pathway or an origin point. And then taking a moment here in the space of the breath just to notice if there's any emotional qualities riding along with your breath today. So oftentimes when we are moving through experiences, our physiology is still imprinted with some set of emotion on this emotional spectrum, be it fear and anxiety, be it grounded and calming, elated and joyful. There's so much in there, and the breath has this way of moving it through the tissues, circulating that emotion down into our cells, down into our toes. So just noticing here if you are feeling any particular emotions rise up as you're giving a little bit of a nod and a curiosity into that inquiry. And I'm going to share, some of you might know Jack Kornfield. He is an author and a thought scholar, and one of my favorites. And he shared something really beautiful that I wanted to open our practice with today. Again, relating to some of that tension into the shoulders and how we process some of the emotions that might be coming up for some of us, hopefully not on the regular, but I'm sure peppered throughout the day recently. He said, you can either give in to your fear and anxiety, or you can take this time to train yourself in steadiness, trust, the ability to have a broader perspective, and perhaps more than anything, to develop your sense of care and connection. Put your fears and anxieties aside and tell them, thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay now. Every day, pause, put your hand on your heart and tell yourself, let me hold all of what I'm worried about with a tender compassion. Let me hold myself, my worries, my family, and my friends. May they all be safe. May we all hold ourselves with tenderness and compassion. And if it feels appropriate, maybe bringing a hand to the space of the heart as you're sitting in attention at the mat, feeling that groundedness through the sit bones and that length, dignity, and grace up through the spine. Just a hand to the heart here, maybe reflecting back on those words of thank you for trying to protect me. I think oftentimes we have a tendency with the emotions that sit on that negative side of the spectrum, quote unquote negative side of the spectrum, tend to not want to feel into those spaces. We want to work through them, get over them, get past them, shut them down. And really everything is just sitting in this space of being a teacher to us. And they are a reflection always of your own okayness and your ability to begin again and come back to center. So we're going to go ahead from here and just take the hands down, bringing them onto your lap. The eyes are still closed, and we're just going to take 5 deep breaths. There is no way to fail at this. Just deep breaths. So I want you just to take a deep inhale to the fullest capacity. Feel your side bodies expand, your belly expand, your heart lift up, wherever you feel fullness in your body, and then exhale, just out, all the way down to the bottom. Again, big, deep inhale in and out. Breath in. No worries if you're going faster or slower than my voice. Just continue doing you. Following the breath in and out until you get to 5. And then on this last breath in, go ahead and come in and just hold and sip the breath up. Almost like you could feel it pop right up here into the space by the collarbones, right into the space of the throat, holding, feeling what full feels like trickling into the cells of your skin, and then exhale, let it out. And so we're gonna continue with the breath. I'm gonna scoot back now onto my mat. We're just gonna play a little bit with the breath, sending that into the side bodies, and then also sending it into the space of shoulders. So with your self in a seated position, you can always shift into a different shape, but we're going to stay seated for a little while longer. Just take the left hand to the left ribs. Kind of feel around. You can either take that L shape and kind of plug it in right here, or you can take the full hand. Here you'll have more sensory information with the full palm, but it might be uncomfortable to shoulder. So pick a space. And we're just going to take an inhale in and side bend to the right, bringing the right ear or right shoulder towards the right hip, and send the breath into these left side ribs. And then exhale, come back up through neutral. 4 more. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale out. Breath in. Exhale out. 2 more in and out and in and out. And release the hand down towards the thighs. Take a deep breath in. Maybe close the eyes. A few neutralizing breaths here, and just feel into the sensations, perhaps the difference between the left side ribs and the right, since we've only done this on one side. Notice a difference maybe in the shape of the breath even. For those of us that are visual and process in that way, it might be that the shape is more pronounced on the left side. And we're just gonna start on the right. So right hand again, you can either take the L shape right here or flatten the full palm. Feeling for the bony structure of your ribs, and on an inhale, left shoulder towards left hip, take a gentle side bend and breathe space here. Exhale, come back through neutral. 4 more times. Don't be afraid to let the breath be really audible here. Maybe even play with being a little exaggerated. 2 more. And last one. Good. And then come back up through neutral, let the hands come down towards the thighs. Again, letting the eyes stay closed for a minute and letting that breath and awareness come inward, just noticing what you notice. Very simple pranayama. Good. And then we're going to start moving through the shoulders a little bit. So bring the palms to face forward. Straight up on the shoulders, palms flip up, bending at the elbows. Bring the fingertips towards the shoulders here. The forearms are parallel towards the earth. Sit down through the sit bones and lengthen up through the spine really tall. Take a breath in. Exhale out. And then on an inhale, press the elbows together and tuck the chin towards the chest. And we're going to stay here for a couple rounds of breath, seeing if you can puff up the space between your shoulder blades and really take the stretch into the back space of the shoulders. Take one more deep breath in. And then on an exhale, send the elbows up alongside the ears. Again, fingertips are still here on the shoulders. Elbows are up as high as you can next to the ears. So maybe more forward. Again, this is really anatomy dependent. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, open the elbows out wide. Fingertips are still on shoulders. Elbows, if possible, are moving into the back plate of the body. So you're getting a nice big stretch here across the front space of the chest. Take a deep breath in. And then on an exhale, let the elbows scoot down. Inhale, forward, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, continue the elbows up and around. So we're just taking big, juicy circles here. 4 more. These can be as slow as you'd like. Inhales, really bring the elbows to touch forward. Exhales, expand and open into the front of the chest. Good. Finishing up here with these last couple. Good. And then on this last one, just let the arms come down and out to the sides. Fingertips onto the earth, perhaps, palms facing up. Just letting some of the blood come back down into the hands and the arms. And then we're going to turn the fingertips forward. Thumbs are close to the side bodies. And if you're still sitting up on a block, this might be a nice time to just come down off of that so that your fingertips actually touch something. Or maybe I just have short arms and they don't touch. But you're going to press, and I'll turn to the side here so you can see. Press the fingertips down along the back of the side body. And the hips are still rooted here. The elbows are drawing back. And you're just lifting the heart and the chin. If you'd like, you can even press and rock up onto the knees, lifting the hips, opening up through the heart and the chest. Make sure you're rolling the upper arm bones back, especially as you come into this variation. Nice. And then exhale, come to lower right back down. Good. And then we're going to take the hands around the back of the head and interlace the hands here, releasing the thumbs. You guys, I'm taking my hat off, don't make fun of my hat here. I think I'm far enough back. Interlace the hands around the back of the skull, and the thumbs are going to release down to along the length of the neck. You can take a few moments here just to massage that space where the neck plugs up into the skull. Good. And then like you could traction the length of the spine. The fingertips are right around the bulge of the back of the skull. Just lengthen the head up, feel that stretch come into the upper back. And then scoop the heart forward as you lean the head back and press the elbows wide. Big deep breaths here. Again, not being afraid to exaggerate. The more you can draw in and out the breath, the more you can really see the pathway of where the inhales are wanting to move to make space in the body. Take one more deep breath in, and then on an exhale, round, tuck the chin to the chest, draw the elbows forward. And you're just letting gravity do the work here. So pressing down on the skull, while it might feel good, isn't necessarily the best for your body. So just let the elbows press forward, let the weight of the head come forward. Good. And then on an inhale, press down through the sit bones first, start to lengthen up through the spine, the heart lifts, and the elbows come wide. Nice, then exhale, arms down to the side. Take a moment again here just to pause, gathering that information with your awareness, noticing some of those maybe subtle tinglings in certain spaces across the neck and shoulders. And then we're just gonna move into an easy side bend series. If you're seated, cross-legged, now's a good time. Switch it out, let the other leg come in front, get some love in. Right fingertips will come down and out to the side, big arm sweeping up here. Exhale, bend the right elbow in and reach over to the side. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, over to the left. Side to side. So really similar to the spinal movement we had at the beginning with the breath, but now we're inviting the arms along through this. Notice the quality of your arms. They can be really vibrant and victorious here. They might be more soft and kind of fluid. Just allow your body to do what feels nice. Next time you come to the right, you're just gonna turn that top palm out and away, flex through the heel of the hand. Draw the chin down towards the shoulder, and then scoop the arm back up and around the side bend. Lift the chin under the arm. Flex through the heel of the hand, draw the chin down. Inhale, sweep it across the chest. Lift the chin and the heart up. One more time, exhale. And inhale. Exhale, stay, and then inhale, come up through center. We'll move over to the other side. Exhale into the side bend. Turn the top palm out and away, flex, draw it down, really juicy here, chin towards shoulder. Inhale, sweep it across, look up under the arm. Exhale. Inhale. One more time, exhale. And inhale. Nice, bringing that arm back down to the side bodies again, one simple breath in. And then exhale, coming up over the knees, or maybe just swinging the legs back around you. We're gonna come back into tabletop. So hands towards the front of the mat, shoulder width apart, knees hip distance apart. From here, go ahead and just press down through the hands and feel the shoulder blades move apart from each other. And then drop the heart straight down, feel the opposite. Kind of feel that squeezing of the shoulder blades coming together. And maybe just do that, kind of threading through the shoulders until you find a somewhat neutral space. Good. Hey, Kira. Kira, my dog, likes to hump my leg. And so far, she hasn't put it on camera yet. I'm really thankful. So we're just gonna work a little bit into the spine still here. Take the left hand around to the back of the head. And I want you to press back through the tailbone, so physically send the hips back slightly just for a moment, and then send the skull forward. So this is an end point, this is an end point, and then draw the belly button in the front ribs within the mid-plane of the body here. Press down through the right heel of the hand, and then open up through the heart and chest and lift the left elbow. Then on an exhale, we're bringing this left elbow to tap the inside of the right arm, draw the belly button up and back. Inhale, press through the right hand, open up through the left heart and the elbow. Exhale, twist and tap. Inhale, big breath, open. Exhale, twist, tap. Inhale, big breath, open. Exhale, twist and tap. Good. This next one, lift, open up the left arm, and then we're threading it through, coming down between the right hand and the right knee, coming down onto the cheek if you're able. The right hand's gonna come out towards the side. It might also feel nice to reach this right arm up and find a half bind, back of the palm of the sacrum, or a full wrap. And if you'd like from here just to play a little bit by pressing down through the back of the left shoulder and left arm, Draw the right toes back on the earth. And again, this is just for play. And in that same vein, if you'd like to play a little more, press down extra through the arm and your foundation. Draw the belly button in and maybe float the right leg up. Maybe just try it. Get yourself some giggles. Coming back down if you're in a lifted variation. Coming back to knees stacked if the leg is extended. The right arm's going to unwind. Press down through the hand. Inhale, open up through the left arm. Exhale, tabletop. Take a cat-cow or two from here. Just washing out through the spine, bringing some breath back into the front space of the body and the back space of the body. Maybe some nice shoulder rolls. And then we'll move into the other side. So left hand becomes the foundation. And when I'm saying press down through the palm, I really mean it. So you can see if I sink here, my shoulder comes up. I'm putting undue pressure on one specific spot in my shoulder blade. So really press and feel the upper arm bone drawing into the shoulder here. Right hand behind the head, lift the right elbow, exhale, twist and tap. Inhale, press, unwind, lift. Exhale, twist and tap. Good, continuing here, 3 more. Really let the inhale billow air into the body, and then on an exhale, squeezing this out. The belly is a big part of this. Inhale and exhale. Once you've finished 5 and you're unwinding, let the right arm extend, lift the gaze, lift the heart, and move this into the twist. Threading it through, right arm comes down, hips are over knees. I like to kickstand my left hand out here slightly and really press down through the back of the right hand. You might want to take that half bind. You might want to draw the toes back. The more you progress into this, the more important it is to really press through the floor and engage the core. And again, just let this be playful. And coming back down, working your way back out of this. Unwinding. And then tabletop. A couple cat-cows here. Just to, again, get that evenness, neutrality back in the spine. And then press it back up into down dog when you're ready. Once you're in down dog, let it be organic movement here. Pedal through the feet. You might rock forward to back in the shoulders a little bit. You can get into the side bodies. Any sort of stretching there that might feel nice. Coming into the first down dog of the day. Good. And then from here, go ahead and lift up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Gaze comes forward. And we're going to keep the hips low as you glide forward to plank. Good. From here, just a couple pushes down through the earth. Feeling the shoulder blades move apart. Feel them drop. You can always lower the knees here, pushing away. And drop. And pushing away. Find neutral, press down through the heels of the hands. Hips come up, send the body back into down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Reach towards the front of the mat, same thing. Hips come and stay low as you glide forward to plank. From here, slide the forearms down, one at a time. Again, options to lower the knees at any point. Forearms are parallel. Same thing. Press the forearms into the earth, feel the shoulder blades move apart. And then find neutral. Just tiny little pulses. And then go ahead and lower the hips down towards the earth this time. Tops of the feet press, legs are wide. Reach the fingertips forward. Let the thumbs cross over each other. Hands are in prayer, but you're reaching forward. Head drops between the upper arm bones. And just get long and strong through the body. Good. Then soften through the legs and just rock side to side through the hips. Bend the knees, rock side to side. Again, windshield wiper. And then let the legs come long, let the hands come back under the shoulders. Press up into tabletop, tuck the toes, and come back into down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then rise up high onto the toes. Bend the knees a lot and travel towards the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, fold over the legs, bend the knees, and kind of ragdoll here. Maybe even a couple bounces. Get really soft and heavy through your arms, especially these upper arm bones should feel like they're hanging and drawn down out of the shoulders. Shake the head side to side, maybe even kind of stir the head around a little bit, maybe it's more of a circle. And then starting to press, rolling through the vertebrae, coming all the way up to standing, but you're really soft and heavy here with the arms. Slowly coming up. Good. Roll shoulders up and back. Again, shoulders and let the elbows come this time up. Back. One last one. Big arms straight. Big, juicy, wide circle with the arms. Then we'll bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Press through the feet, lengthen through the top of the head. Breath in. Exhale, keep that length. Just let the arms come down to the side bodies. Palms are facing forward. And feel this space here that's in between strength and ease. Let's take a moment here to play with that duality. Right? Notice ease in the body. Noticing strength in the body. You might be even to tap into finding strength, for instance, pressing down through the feet allows you to feel ease in the front of the hips or the belly, and noticing some of that interplay. Good, and then on the next inhale, gently reach the arms wide, come all the way up, gaze lifts, then fold forward. All the way down. Big breath in here takes you to flat back, heart moves forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into plank. In your choice from here, we're just going to move through a traditional flow. You can skip it and come into child or back to down dog. You can move forward into baby cobra or up dog. We're just going to take one today. Feeling free to pause. Sometimes in up dog, it feels nice to drop one hip to the earth and then drop the other. Again, getting into that side body. And then coming back up. Down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. On an inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward towards the front of the mat and lower the back knee down. The legs are hip distance apart here, so you're not on a tightrope. Get wide so you've got good foundation. And interlace the hands here, pressing them towards the front of the knee. Draw the hips back, tuck the chin towards the chest, take an exhale. And then on an inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up through the heart. Exhale, press back, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, open up. Exhale, press back. Inhale, open up. Stay here for the exhale, and then we're just going to reverse the breath there. So inhale, bring it back. Exhale, forward. Two more, inhale, press back. Exhale, forward. Last one, inhale, press back. Exhale, forward. This inhale releases the arms high, get long through the side bodies. And then frame the front foot. Press down your both feet, tuck the back toe, and lift the back knee off the earth. Hips are lifted slightly here, so you're lifting through the pelvic floor. This right hamstring is really engaged, and you're drawing right thigh bone back. And then we're just going to walk the hands to the inside of the right foot. So both hands to the inside of the right foot. Really wrap the right hip back. Flex through the heels of the hands, engage the core, and just come to float. Good. If this is too much, you can always lower the fingertips down towards the earth. Coming again, finding that space of strength and ease. So where can you press and utilize your strength so that other areas of your place of your body can expand into the sense of ease? How does your breath play with all of this, finding those softnesses and clarity in the breath too? Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower the hands back down towards the earth with the right hand come back to the outside of the right foot, and then peel it open. Right arm lifts, coming into a twist, drawing the right hip back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, sweep the right leg back and high. Exhale, down dog. One breath here in down dog just to neutralize the spine. And then we begin again on the left side. Inhale, sweeping the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward slowly towards the left hand. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands interlace. Inhale, press, lift the hips back. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, peel it open, shift the hips forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Stay here for the exhale. Then inhale, shift it back. Switching up the breath. Exhale, forward. Continuing back and forth with your breath. Really being purposeful about directing the breath to both the front spaces and the back spaces of the body. Coming back forward on the exhale, this next inhale, lift the arms, lengthen through the side bodies, and then frame the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, draw the left thigh bone back as you lift the hips slightly. So this is finding that strength and locking down into the low body. Transition the hand to the inside of the left foot, and then slowly just flex through the hands, engage the core, and come into this hold. Again, strength and ease. Noticing where this might feel hard. Maybe you let your awareness and your mind move towards a space that feels easy in your body. Let the awareness focus there. Can you draw from that space? Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Take the left hand back to the outside of the left foot, and then peel it open. Lean the head back, maybe open up the heart. Nice big juicy twist. Circle the arm back down, frame the front foot. Inhale, sweep the left leg back and high. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Soften the knees. Travel towards the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back. Melt over the legs. And then inhale, come all the way up. Hands to heart center. We're going to move into eagle. So let's start on the right side. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Bringing the left knee up into the chest to start and soften through the standing leg. Let the legs wrap here. You don't have to take the full wrap of this toe around. You can kickstand it. You can kickstand to the earth. Find a space that feels sustainable in the legs. When the arms come wide, palms flip up. Reach here. Feel the scapula scoop under. And then the right arm is going to come over the left. Taking eagle. So squeeze sustainably, but squeeze through the low body. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Take the breath up the spine and lift the heart and breathe the heart into the space between the upper arm bones as you scoop the triceps forward and the shoulders press down. Relax the neck. Feel that clarity, the softness in the gaze. And then we're going to keep the arms as they are here. Just press to straight with the right leg. Bring the left knee to the chest. Draw the belly button up and in. Slowly starting to extend back. We'll meet in warrior one. So another lunge position where the legs are wide here. Let the left foot land so that the thigh bone comes back straight from the hip. The feet are a distance apart here. Press, lift through the hips. Scoop the triceps forward, maybe reach the fingertips up and lift the heart. Good. Stay here, maybe gentle pulses, straightening through the front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. We'll all meet back here. Deep breath in your warrior one. Draw the right thigh bone back and scoop the heart forward. Arms are still here in eagle. If this gets to be too much, you can grab for opposite shoulders or just let go of this. No big deal. Coming down with the spine without parallel towards the earth. If you'd like, continuing down into humble. We're here for 3 breaths. So if you're in that flat back variation, engaging the core, pressing down through the feet. So you can keep your strength, keep from dumping into the low back. Good. If you're humble, go ahead and come back up into this flat back variation. We'll all come back up and turn to face the side of the mat. Arms are still an eagle. Outside edges of the feet are parallel towards one another. Take a peek down actually at your feet to make sure. And then the weight is slightly forward into the big toe mounds here. Lift up through the heart and the chest. And we're coming forward into Prostrated Padottanasana with this fold, or with this arm bind. You can stay here and flat back. If it's okay in your body, come all the way down, drawing the forearms towards the earth. Two more breaths. Following that next exhale, all the way out, press through the feet, through the pelvic floor, engage the belly button, come back up to a flat back. And then we're just gonna bend the left knee. On an inhale, unwinding the arms, we're gonna transition back to Warrior 3 at the front of the mat. So the arms unwind, they're gonna airplane behind you, spin onto the back foot, and then push off. The left hip squares down here. The right leg can have a bend for stability, or it can be straight. Kicking back through the left sole of the foot, lengthening through the top of the head. So you're really in Tadasana alignment here through the left side of the body. You can think about it, pinky fingers dial towards the body a little bit, open your up to the heart and the chest, take a deep breath in. Exhale, standing splits for just a moment. Nice. And then exhale, let the left foot land next to the right. Take a deep breath in here, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, grab for opposite elbows, and just bounce. You might stop the bouncing and then just sway side to side. Just bringing some of that gentle movement back into the body before we move on to the next side. Good. And let the arms hang heavy, roll on up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Here we go onto the left side. Left foot becomes the foundation. Right knee in towards the chest. Find the shape of the legs first, getting strong there. And then let the arms come wide, palms split up, reach left arm over right. Again, if this is not sustainable, this shape here of the arms, hug, right? You need them anyways. So don't feel like you're copying out. You're just gonna take this shape of a hug. Really do it. Hug with purpose. We're squeezing through the legs, lifting through the pelvic floor. There's this sense of the heart lifting between the upper arm bones. And then press through the left leg, bring it to stand or to straight as the right knee comes up and in. Warrior 1 is next. Keep the shape of the arms if you can. Transitioning slowly. Find your foundation here with the feet first, then with the legs, locking in the hips, then bring the torso up. And take a breath here, just to feel length through the spine. And then check back in with that strength and grounding of the feet. And let the next inhale lengthen back up through the spine with the heart. Maybe staying here. Other option is to find these gentle pulses. Moving with your breath as you take this forward and back motion if you're doing that with me. Next, exhale brings you back into Warrior 1 with the bent front leg. Inhale, lift the heart, and then we'll send it forward, coming into either this flat back variation with the belly towards the thigh, or if you'd like, you can continue to traverse the torso to the inside of the left thigh. As you're doing this, this front hip's gonna wanna swing open and kind of put you into more of a Warrior 2 position. Draw it back, right? Really lock that in. And then let the breath, when you lock that hip back, you'll notice, oh, I can breathe better. Oh, I can get down a little better. From here, go ahead and press through the feet if you're in humble. Come back up. Good, and then we'll all transition to the side of the mat. Turning the toes in. Outside edges of the feet are parallel, not the insides. So outsides, press out like you could split the mat, and you feel this into the glute beads here, to the outer space of the hips, and then come forward into your forward fold. Option to let go of equal arms at any point. You can stay in flat back here, or come all the way down. If you're in this forward extension with the torso below the hips, see if you can let the elbows draw down towards the mat, and the forearms become parallel with the mat here. Follow the next exhale all the way out, then press with the feet. Inhale, come back up. On an exhale, bend the right knee, and then we're gonna unwind the arms back to airplane as you transition back towards the front of the mat. Warrior three. Square the hips here before you take off, and then get long from top of the head to the right foot, drawing the belly button up and in here. So you're not flying forward and dumping into the low back. Really kick back, find that Tadasana alignment. One more deep breath into that length, and then standing splits, just for a breath or two. And standing forward fold. Nice. So from here, standing forward fold, we're gonna take peace fingers around the big toes. Bend the knees a lot. Peace fingers here. This works better if you have no socks on. Peace fingers around the big toes, press the big toes into the peace fingers. With the belly down on the thighs, which means you're gonna need to have the knees bent quite a bit. See if you can just lengthen the skin of the belly forward and scoop the heart forward. Then keep that length as you let the heart, the neck, and the head come over the front of the knees, elbows come out towards the side. Shake the head, side to side, shake it, shake it. Good, and then find stillness, take a deep breath in. Maybe you wanna start to straighten the legs a little bit. Challenge yourself to keep your belly down onto your thighs for this variation today. Good. Okay, so peace fingers are around the big toes. We're just gonna come up into just a brief standing sequence. I want you to keep your right fingers around the right big toe and bring the left hand to the hip here. Starting to transition the weight into the left foot. You might want to bend the knees a lot more here. Step the right foot in next to the left. Good. Now, permission to break form. We're coming on up to standing, but see if you can challenge yourself to keep the peace fingers around the big toe. The trick here is going to be drawing that right heel straight up the plumb line here as you're coming to standing. So maybe sit the hips low, set the gaze, start to draw the right heel straight up underneath. Good, and then roll the shoulders back here so that knees to the outside of the right foot. If you can't maintain this connection, just bring the right hand to the front of the shin. That's totally fine. Good, take a deep breath in, long through the top of the head, and then on an exhale, start to extend the foot forward. It does not need to be straight. If you can come to straight and that's sustainable, that's great. You can keep it bent in. If you have a sweatshirt that you've thrown off, you can also take that around the front of the foot and draw it forward. Lots of different options here. Good. From here, go ahead and bend the knee back again. We'll take both hands this time to interlace around the front of the right shin, lifting it up. Left hand stays, but right hand comes to the right hip. And just draw the right hip down with the hand. Actively draw it down. And then lengthen and counter that through the top of the head. And then move into the twist. The right shoulder comes back. Right side body draws back, left side body draws around. Options to stay here, release the right fingertips. Maybe release the left fingertips. Maybe extend back with that front leg forward. Nice, and then we'll unwind. Coming back up and in. Nice. Good, and then last hand of the left hip, we're almost done. Draw the right knee out towards the side. Deep breath. Exhale out. Deep breath in, exhale, just let that right leg extend down, keep the toes turned out towards the side of the mat, let the left toes turn out to the side of the mat. Big breath in, so the feet are wider and hip distance apart. Exhale, sit up. Malasana. Just a few rounds of breath here. I come straight into Malasana with the heels on the ground and the hips low. If this is hard to get down low with the hips and keep the heels down. Keep the hips a little lifted and keep the fingertips down. So more of a flat back variation. You can also sit on the block like so. I don't know what it is about this with the block. It makes me giggle. It makes me feel like I'm some like sultry king presiding. I don't know. Anyways, it just makes me giggle. Give it a shot, see if it makes you giggle. Take one more deep breath in. And let the hands come down, slowly starting to straighten back up through the legs. Just bend the left knee, bend the right knee, kind of circling the hips around a little bit here. And then bend the knees a lot and heel toe them back underneath the hips. Left peace fingers, left toes. Right hand, right hip. Shift the weight to the right and we're coming on up. So again, it's going to be helpful if you try to draw the legs straight up. That might be a little bit harder. Draw straight up the inside of the right leg almost, right underneath the hip. As you come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back and down here. Options to stay or start to press forward through the left foot. For many of us, as we start to extend the left leg, we're also going to give ourselves permission to let this left shoulder come forward so we can get a bigger stretch. Don't do that. Draw the left shoulder back. Notice your own natural range of motion. Perhaps an attachment to get further than where you are sustainably right here today. Come back into a space where you can just breathe. Breathing is better than flexibility and the quote-unquote full range of the posture. If you're in the full range of the posture and you're not breathing, you'll die. So don't do that. Not on my watch. Bring the heel in. Hands interlace around the front of the shin. Really draw the front of the shin up and in. Drop the left hip down. Lengthen through the spine. Right hand comes across, left hand to hip. Find that length, and then move into the twist. And maybe as you're moving through the standing series, again, you're coming back into that inquiry of strength and ease. How you can find both of those spaces. Options to move on from here. Go ahead and be playful. Good. Then bring the left knee back up into the chest. Left hand to the front of the shin, right hand to the hip. Open it up. Last couple rounds of breath here. And then lower the foot down. Good. This time, just let the feet come wide to the outside edges of the mat. Turn your toes forward. And we're just going to take the arms around. It sounds weird, but the more you can let your hands kind of actively flap or whap the side of your body, the better this is actually going to feel. It's almost like a bit of a massage. Just let them move side to side. Let the arms hang heavy. Feel that movement and airiness and spaciousness of the shoulders. Good. And then just let it start to simmer. Slower, slower, slower. Sit the feet back, hip distance apart. Press through the feet, bend the knees. Give a couple bounces. And then press to straighten. Just feel, again, into your length, into your power. Notice the breath, notice the experience you're creating in the physical body and tissues through moving over the last hour. And we'll go ahead from here, just the arms raise. Exhale, fold forward, all the way over the legs. Making your way back into down dog. You might want to move through another vinyasa, that's totally your choice. If you'd like to move through plank, chaturanga, any of that. Otherwise, just coming back into down dog. Good. And then I'm going to give you yogi's choice today. I want you to get into your hips a little bit. So pigeon is where I'm going to move forward to, but if you have any knee issues, you might come down onto your back and do recline figure 4, flexing the ankle, turning the knee out, and lengthen across the opposite thigh. You can also do lizard. If you're feeling okay in your hips and you'd rather spend the last few minutes doing an inversion, maybe headstand, please be my guest. I'll go ahead and take us through pigeon. From down dog, lifting the right leg high. And then on an exhale, shift the shoulders forward over the wrists. I like to challenge myself a little bit here, bringing the right knee to the right elbow. And then I just draw it down towards my wrist. Press it up. Drop down, press it up. as many times as I feel like maybe I can, and then let the knee anchor. At this point, if you have practice with the shin moving towards the front of the mat, you can turn out through the leg. Otherwise, just keep that heel tucked up and in, back toes tucked. Maybe you're high, maybe you're humbled, right? Maybe you're taking a block or a blanket and sliding it under that right hip just for a little bit of extra support there. Whatever position you're in, especially if you're moving forward with those active hip preps here, just take a moment to notice where your body needs you. It tends to show up in these more intense hip opening postures anyways. And as you're in that inquiry, remembering that the body isn't always necessarily the physical body. So there's many, many layers to the body, emotional, breath, food, all these different layers. So noticing here as you're in this space folded over, really internally aware, internally looking, gazing, just float the inquiry. And if you're in a posture that needs to be evened out on the other side, gently start to make your way out of one side into the other. You can do this in your own time, in your own pathway. And take the time to set yourself up here with that kindness. Kindness to the body, kindness to the beauty of this posture and your practice today and what it could ultimately give you as you're coming into it. You're stepping into the posture with that sort of respect and reverence. Right? Setting your body up in a way that you can breathe, where you're not already up at or past your edges physically. And then if you're on that second side, go ahead and make your way out. We're just gonna find our way down onto our back. So you might press back and up into down dog first. You're in a different posture, just making that pathway on your own, coming down onto your backs. And from this space, we've got about 2 minutes before we're gonna move into Shavasana. I wanna make sure we're leaving a few minutes for good proper Shavasana at the end of class today. Notice as you're tuning down the experience here in the practice, what are the final pieces that you might need to really set yourself up into the fullness of your Shavasana and practice, so this final resting posture. What are the steps, the postures, the movements that you might need to take now in your body in order to get there? And go ahead and do those. It might be twists, it might be forward folds, you might be in bridge, supported or active. We can come up into shoulder stand, lots of different options here. Right. All along the way, the common thread pulling you through practice and drawing you closer to Shavasana is the breath. So here, as you're on your own, still staying really aware of the path of the breath in the body. We're gonna make our way from here. Options to continue doing what you're doing and skip this next part, and we'll just see you in Shavasana. But if you'd like just a little bit more grounding before Shavasana, coming down onto your backs, feet are at the outside edges of the mat, knees fall to the midline. I just want you to take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. With the hands here, really sense into the physical self, sense into the breath. You might be able to feel for your pulse. Feel the strength of the muscles in the tummy. You can sense into the emotional space of the heart and the emotional strength of the heart. And then letting the feet heel toe to the midline. Ankles connect for a moment. Take a squeeze here of the inner thighs together. And then on an exhale, let the knees fall wide. Soles of the feet come together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Just rock it side to side. And then let it come to stillness. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And when you're ready, extending into Shavasana, you might already be there. Maybe you're staying in Supta today. Maybe this is the final resting posture. If it's not, just gliding yourself into that space. Don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to use your props. Grab a layer, a sweatshirt, snuggle your dog, your child if they're there on the mat with you. One of my best Shavasanas have been with my toddler, laying sideways across my chest. This final space of relaxation, just coming back to the beginning of class. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay now. I am strength, and I am ease. And in that space between strength and ease is where I divine my greatness. You are a spectrum, you are both and. You got it. And gently go ahead and let the awareness come back to the breath, lengthening and deepening the inhales and the exhales as those feel appropriate. Taking some gentle movement into the body. And then in your own time, in your own way, go ahead and roll off to the side. And just take a beat there. And then changing out of that space of final relaxation and moving the posture, you can still have that sense of the earth holding you, rising up to meet you in its own way, meeting you in that space of strength and ease. Go ahead and come on up to seated. And we'll just bring the hands to heart center. You can stack them one over the other. You can bring them palms together. Taking a moment here to breathe in together. And exhale out. An acknowledgement in these final moments of everything that conspired to get you on the mat today. Everything that held space for you, that had your back, even the things that maybe didn't seem like it at first. And then we'll go ahead and bring the thumbs up to the third eye center, lifting the chin in acknowledgement of this space, this global community gathering to practice today. For all the lessons the practice may have given us, subtle and otherwise, we'll fold forward, sealing our time together today and sending these as gifts out into the world where they're needed. Thanks so much for coming, y'all. Namaste.